Okay, it looks like the recording has started, so I'm going to hand over to the chair, Councillor Anna Abella.
Thank you, Naz. Good evening, everyone. My name is Anna Abella, and I am the chair of the Licensing Committee. I'm going to start off by asking my fellow councillors to introduce themselves. Councillor Small, would you like to go first?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Councillor Adam Small. I represent Hornsey Ward.
Thank you. Councillor Da Costa?
Councillor Nick Da Costa, Highgate Ward.
Thank you. Could the legal officer introduce himself, please?
I'm Robin Levitt. I'm the legal officer to this committee.
Thank you. Could the licensing team leader introduce herself, please?
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dahlia Barrett, the licensing team leader.
Thank you. And could the committee clerk introduce himself, please?
Good evening. My name is Nazia Chowdhury. I'm the clerk to this meeting, and I'm from Democratic Services.
Thank you. Could I ask the applicant to introduce himself? I think that's...
Hi, I'm Brand Augusta, and I'm the applicant.
Thank you. And do you have a representative with you today, or will you be representing yourself?
No, he will come. He will just send him the link. He might have some problem with the thing.
Thank you. Thank you for clarifying that. And we have two objectors on the call. The first is a representative of the noise team. Could you kindly introduce yourself?
Yeah, Craig Belringham. I'm Senior Noise and Nuisance Officer from Harringay Council.
Thank you. And could the police representative please introduce herself?
Good evening, all. I'm PC Kostake. I'm representing Metropolitan Police Service, and I'm a licensing officer. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. So I think everyone has introduced themselves now. I'll just move to some procedural points before we get to the substance of the meeting. First of all, please be aware that this meeting is being recorded and will be available for public viewing. Secondly, Clerk, are there any apologies for absence?
There are no apologies for absence. All members are present.
Thank you. And is there any urgent business?
No urgent business reported, Chair.
Thank you. And do any of the members have any declarations of interest?
No.
No, Chair.
No. Before we proceed, I know a couple more individuals have joined the call. Is one of Mr. Takesta, is one of these individuals your representative?
Yeah, I'm just giving him a call. He's maybe he's. I send him. I remind him already. He's gonna meet. He's gonna come, but I don't know something's wrong. So she's calling him now.
Thank you. Just let us know once your representative has joined. You can raise your hand and let us know. So I'm going to move to summarize the procedure of the meeting, which was also emailed.
Chair.
Yes.
The person is on the call under the name Razine. If they'd like to introduce themselves.
Yeah, his name is Rezen. Yeah, he's coming now. Yeah, he's in already.
Oh, is Rezen your representative?
My representation, yeah.
Excellent. Could you kindly introduce yourself? You're muted.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Hi, good evening. Yeah, my name is Rezen Dabasu. I'm representing Mr. Takesta today.
Excellent. Thank you for letting us know. So we'll move to the summary of the procedure of the meeting. For the purposes of any members of the public watching, we will first hear from the licensing officer. After that, the applicant will present their case. The objectors and the subcommittee will have the opportunity to ask questions of the applicant. Then the objectors will present their representation, and the subcommittee and applicant will have the opportunity to ask questions. Please keep your camera on when speaking. All parties will then have the opportunity to sum up, and then the meeting will conclude to allow the subcommittee to deliberate and reach a decision. This decision will then be provided in writing within 5 working days of this meeting. A few housekeeping rules. If you wish to speak, please raise your hand and direct all communication via the chair. We will take all papers as read unless there is anything you wish to draw our attention to. All speakers will be allowed 5 minutes to speak. When speaking, please be succinct and do not exceed the allocated time, unless you request an extension of time, which is at the discretion of the chair. Please do not share addresses of speakers, and in the event that there are several speakers for each party, please avoid repetition and perhaps consider having a spokesperson to address all concerns. So, having run through the procedure, we're going to move to today's application, which is an application for a new premises license at Lillywhites. Ms. Barrett, can you please introduce your report?
Thank you, Chair. The panel has before them the application for a new premises license submitted by Mr. Tekeste for Lillywhites at 799 High Road. At 1.2, you'll see that the application is seeking the late night refreshment on a Friday and a Saturday through to 4 a.m. in the morning, and the sale of alcohol Monday to Thursday, 9 a.m. to 2 a.m., Friday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 4 a.m., and Sunday, 11. I presume that's meant to be 11 a.m. to 12 midnight, but due to how it's written, Mr. Tekeste will probably need to confirm that when he is speaking to the committee. The sale of alcohol being requested would be for both on and off the premises. And you've also got there the timings for the closing of the premises to the public. Representations have been received from both the Metropolitan Police, Trading Standards, and also the Noise and Nuisance team, and that can be found at Appendix B. And Mr. Tekeste has written in with a response to the matters raised by the responsible authorities, and that is shown at Appendix C. The panel, as you know, once you've heard from all parties, are able to determine whether to grant the application as requested, to grant the application whilst imposing additional conditions and or altering in any way the proposed operating schedule, or to exclude any licensable activities to which the application relates, or to reject the whole or part of the application. The panel is aware that clear reasons should be provided. In terms of background, this is quite extensive on this particular matter because the premises first came to the attention of the Licensing Authority in August 2021 when they inquired about obtaining a license for a shisha lounge, and information was provided to the person that inquired at that time about the need to make contact with planning and with environmental health. The licensing service then subsequently received applications for a temporary event notice between the 2nd to the 4th of August 2025, requesting activities until 3 a.m. After negotiations with the noise officer, that timing was indeed reduced, and additional conditions as shown there were attached to that temporary event notice to allow that to go ahead. The Noise and Nuisance team subsequently visited the premises thereafter on the night of Saturday the 16th into Sunday the 17th of August and found the premises opened and operating, and you'll see there the officers report back as to what they found when they arrived there. Licensed activities carrying on without authorization. The officer then states at 2.4, you'll find that once they'd attended there, a noise abatement notice was also issued due to the level of noise that was found to be emanating from the premises. A written warning by email was also sent to the premises on 22nd of August. And there was further complaints received via the local policing team that was sent on the 2nd of September after some interaction, I believe, with residents who had complained about the level of noise and disturbance that they had been experiencing from the operation of the business. The applicant submitted the application for the premises license, but that was initially rejected due to the fact that he had not provided clear indication as to the layout. So I believe it was the shisha part of the business that was not included. they were asked to withdraw that application and to resubmit with the correct layout, giving the full oversight, full overview of the area in question. You've got the matters relating to the license and policy there in part 3, which no doubt the legal officer will be able to raise further with you when you go out for deliberations. And also, Chair, just to point to, you will note that at Appendix C, I can get to it, the applicant is saying that he's not in agreement with the matters put forward by the RAs, and is rejecting what the police have come back with, also with the reduction in times and the additional conditions that the police have put forward. The noise team have put forward that they do not have any confidence in Mr. Tekeste's ability to follow conditions or to abide by conditions or uphold the licensing objectives, and so do not feel that a license should be granted. Very helpfully, the panel does have the pictures that have been supplied by the police in their follow-on representation in the pack, which is very useful and welcomed. I think I can leave matters there if you have any questions for me.
Thank you, Ms. Barrett. Councillor Da Costa, Councillor Small, do you have questions for Ms. Barrett? Councillor Da Costa.
Thank you very much, Chair, and thank you, Ms. Barrett. Can we just clarify the rear shisha area shown in page 17 of the bundle? Is this an enclosed or covered space? And what's the position under the Health Act 2006 in terms of smoking in enclosed premises?
Right. The last communication I recall was from the noise and nuisance team pointing out that they did not believe that the area was compliant under the Health Act 2006. The referral, I believe, has been sent to the Environment and Health team who deal with that particular matter to engage with the business. Also, licensing has engaged with Mr. Tekeste to ask for his planning permission for the shisha area. I don't believe that a planning permission has been applied for. And on check-in with planning, I believe it was again last week, they confirmed that if it was to be operated as a shisha premises, it would need specific planning permission because it's sui generis, I believe, for shisha lounges.
Thank you, Ms. Barrett. Are there any further questions from the councillors on the committee for Ms. Barrett? Councillor Small?
It might not be appropriate because it's to the question to Ms. Barrett, but could we just get clarity on the Sunday closing time, the application versus the intention?
Yes, so I'm saying that when Mr. Tekeste does do his or present his case, he is able to verify that. Unless the chair wants him to verify what he means now, so that it's recorded.
Sorry, Chair, you're muted.
I just wanted to underscore to Mr. Tekeste and Mr. Rezan, if you could, during your representation, clarify the point around the hours that you are requesting on a Sunday, because in our pack it says 11 to noon, and we presume you meant 11 to midnight. So we'd be grateful if you could clarify that in your intervention. Mr. Levitt?
I was going to suggest that Mr. Tekeste is slightly out of order. Give that clarification and also clarify the position on music, which is he disclaims any intention to play music, but just needing to confirm that. But certainly it would help if we knew from the very beginning what the timings were that were being sought. So to confirm that Sunday he seeks 11 till midnight and not 11 till noon, as the application seems to say.
Thank you, Mr. Levitt. Well, the next item in the procedure is indeed the applicant's presentation. So I think if the applicant can use his presentation to clarify, among other issues, what hours he is seeking on the Sunday, and also whether his application relates to music in any way. I understand that that is your supplementary question, Robin. We can also come to that in our questions for the applicant. So we will now hear from the applicant or his representative, and you have 5 minutes to present your position.
Right. Okay. Thanks. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. So we're gonna make sure that few things are gonna be cleared between me and Mr. Tereste. Few things to start with. The first of all, the trading standards. We didn't get any kind of representation, email or anything. The only present we had is the police and the noise team, which is with the police team. Mr. Tereste actually he didn't actually rejected the conditions given by the police. He just asked it to improve from instead of 4 o'clock, just to reduce it to 2 o'clock, if that's so possible. And he didn't get any response on that one. He was waiting for that, but he never rejected the condition that were given. Secondly, the apologize on the timing on Sundays. It actually meant to be from noon to midday if possible. And there is no actually music except the background music, which is just there is no intention to play music at all, like a nightclub and stuff. It's just like a normal background music. That's what we need. So there is no actually an amplified instruments in the restaurant, and the only thing they have is just the TV at the moment. Yeah. So we put these ones in the matter. The shisha is 50% open, which is just a normal standard condition needed as one. But the main priority is we're not actually focusing to the pizza. The shisha has its own merits to do that, so we can go through the conditions. The shisha space has been inherited from the previous owner, so we don't have any background previously when we took over, when Mr. Tereste took over the place. But we asked authorities for the council if they have to apply it again. Yeah, they can apply it again. But it just this shisha bin. I mean, I don't know whether the council have been aware of it, but it's been running for a long time. But Mr. Tereste took over this year, and as he was actually using it at the same. So if you need to apply again, we are more than happy to do so. Right, okay. The main thing, because I'm just going to run out of time, so I just want to do it completely. Formal representation regarding the officer report of the, noise team that we are more highlighting today. We would like to confirm the following amendments, maybe of application. Removal of supply of alcohol off the premises. We don't actually need to do the off-premises license. It is going to be only in, not off. A reduction of hours, sales of alcohol, we said Friday to Saturday from 9 to 2 o'clock. We asked for that. We also important that no representation was received from the trading standard. However, health and safety officer has been visited the premises and they noted we were under refreshment at that time. The place is now fully function, and also we've done a risk, what's called risk assessment, been reported. We're just waiting for the report to be sent. In consecutive reports has been on the report that we noticed, the officer reported containing conflicting visa system. One starter says at 1:30 he and others, and the other says at 1:40 in 7 hours they have visited. So it's just a big one. Conducting during the initial visit. During the visit, the individual entered the premises pretending a customer and requested a purchase of alcohol. I clearly informed that my client, that means he informed the do not held an alcohol license and refused the sale of alcohol. The coverage approach was misleading and, in any view, and unprofessional. I would like to give a permit for Mr. Takesta at this time for refusal of this person who pretend to be a customer. And then alcohol storage and uses of tins. This one, Mr. Takesta had one tins reported week before that, and then there was leftover of some beers, even not in the what you call the fridge. It was just behind somewhere in the premises, but there was no actually on the visit. There was no sale of alcohol at the premises at all. Okay, the other one is alleged music and entertainment. If reporters refer that playing of music and use of speakers, there is
Mr. Rezan, I'm unfortunately going to have to interrupt you. Your 5 minutes are up, but hopefully we will be able to come to additional points beyond your presentation and the questions, and we have read the pack extensively.
Okay. Have you read, everyone? Have you read what we sent?
Yes.
Yeah, that's his own insight. So I just want to finish. Just give me 30 seconds. Yeah. Ask Mr.
A brief concluding sentence.
Okay, that's fine. Mr. Takesta is willing to do whatever it is. One, do you want to do a business to help the area, just for his family? He is keen to learn as a new business owner. So whatever the condition for one is going to be, we can accept it, and then he is more than help to work with the council. So we just want you to see his application. Maybe on his application, because he tried it himself as well, there was a lot of misunderstanding with the timing and stuff. Yeah, but he's more than happy, to work with you guys.
Thank you, Mr. Rezan. I'll now open to questions. Councillor Da Costa, Councillor Small, do you have any questions for the applicant representative?
Yes, I've got a couple of questions. I think what I might do is, so that I don't take up all of it, I'll ask some questions first, then hand over to Councillor Small, and then I might want to come in after you, Chair, if that's all right. So a couple of questions on the original application form around page 19 of at page 19 of the agenda pack. There's only a very few general sentences under the licensing objective section with regards to how the premises will be run. There's no mention of CCTV, a refusals log, challenge 25, or any procedure for managing patrons or dispersal. Why were these fundamental controls not included in the original submission?
Yeah, as I said, I had a conversation with after he submitted the application. I've seen the application as well. Yeah, there was some kind of few things that I'm missing, especially with the license objectives as, to do with as well. Yeah, because it was too late to amend it at that time. Yeah, but he is now aware of the full license objectives. Yeah, and how to actually promote them. So he is more aware of after actually put the applications went through. And we apologize, but if you need to improve that and if you have to resubmit it again, yeah, he is more than happy, and he's more now familiar with the license objectives.
Okay, can I ask, were you involved in assisting Mr. Takesta with writing the 2 additional supplemental papers that came from the applicant?
This is after he actually refusal. He actually contacted me. And then I try to explain exactly what you need to be done. To be honest with you, at the same time, yeah, I need to clarify my my position. I'm a community help for those people who actually try to do businesses when it dream from formats. Yeah, I'm not gaining any of payments and stuff. Yeah, just see. I'm generally volunteering to help those people as well, and just to guide them to go to the direct directions. Yeah. So when I see his application, there was a lot of things that are missing. Yeah. So I have already mentioned to him why it should be included in his application.
Okay. So then that sort of leads on nicely to my next question, because at pages 55 to 59 of the main pack, and in the further additional pack, There's reference to a vague series of voluntary measures like staff refresher training, compliance checklist, better record keeping, but no actual documents, plans or evidence attached. No training records, still no policy, no CCTV policy, and nothing for us to verify. Are any of these measures in place at the premises at this moment in time?
I have already arranged for him to go and do all these courses that have been so well. The only thing they have at the moment is they've done all the risk assessment and stuff, but the staff training, especially, they need to do that, and then they have lead them with a company to do that, which is the Wimbledon compliance training. They do everything for them, starting from from firefighting and all that they need. Everything that I've been mentioned in there, they need to do that, and they are actually willing to do that. If they need to do before approval, I can ask what's Mr. Taraste, what is his plan. I told him, he can tell us, if he can, you do those courses as well, But every information has been given to them. It's now they are actually ready to do it. So,
do we have a date when it will be complete and ready?
We can date with Mr. Taraste. I can get a confirmation from with him while he's in there. But the training, even the I would say within 2 weeks, maybe, or 10 days.
Okay, so all the policies, procedures, Challenge 25 policy, dispersal policy, they'll all be in place in 2 weeks from today.
I would say, otherwise, there is no point running a license, premises with ourselves in place. I can totally agree with you here. So we can put a time frame, get those courses, people who is involved in those, complete those courses, and then, provide all the certification or all the documentation in place.
Okay. On looking at the report from the Noise and Nuisance team from Mr. Bellringer on page 27 of the pack, and in the report it states that that officers pressed a ring doorbell several times before gaining entry and that blackout blinds were drawn. As someone seeking a premises license, do you consider it responsible to delay authorized officers from seeking entry to a licensed premises or a premises seeking a license?
Well, I have a discussion with with Mr. Caster for that point. First of all, he confirmed that to me. The officer was actually guessing on his report. He believed there was someone in there, but in fact of the matter, at that visit, actually, there was nobody at that premises. He says he got what you call the evidence or video evidence, what time they have actually left. And what time they say they can see actually on the CCTV from home, someone is by the door. So I can pass it to Mr. Taraste direct. We can get what is actually happened from that side. But at the same time, the C-sharp place in the front is not actually it's the T-sharp place is at the back. So if someone is not on the front where we're supposed to be now, where they apply for the premises license, if no one is actually on that side, there is a possibility not to hear the bell from the back. That could be a confusion as well. So, but now he's clear, understand, and then he mentioned that they need to have a bell which they can sound it to the shisha place. And then he actually 100% aware of what happened at that time. But is Mr. Taraste is we can actually hear it from him if you want, if you would like to as well. Mr. Taraste can mention exactly what actually happened at that time.
Yeah, on the day they come in, we wasn't there. After the day they come in, we wasn't there, and we have evidence already. What time we left the shop and what time they come in. So if they have evidence as we were there, we can accept it's no problem. But we have evidence already. We weren't in the shop. So if we wasn't there, how are you going to open the door?
Okay, so apologies, Chair. I've got a good follow up now from this, and then I'll hand back for the moment. So I just want to clarify this, because in the report from Mr. Bellringer, it states that they heard music. They accessed. They attended a resident's property, and loud music was observed within the resident's property. And then when they gained access to the shisha area, there was music being played. So are you contending that are you saying that space was completely empty and there was no one there when officers arrived? Is that what you're saying?
No, not this one, not on this occasion. There was one occasion they say they didn't actually get access to the property and there was a noise. But on that where they get access, that when that has happened, he actually denied them because they approach like a customer. He says no. And then they come back and they got access. And that's when they actually found there was a music and there was, a couple of people at the Shisha areas, and where they found a kind of beers on the floor by the front, which is that's not a discussion. But the day they said they couldn't get access into the property, that's where he is referring. There were no one was actually in the premises at that time.
Can you confirm the date of the visit when no one was there? Is this the 17th August visit?
But, yeah, Mr. Tarasaki, do you remember the dates that?
I think it's on the 17th of August. Yeah.
So I have a follow-up question. So in our pack, we read that on the 17th August, when the noise team visited, a woman was shouting someone's name and wouldn't open the door, and then eventually let the noise team in. Do you know who this woman would be? Who is this woman?
Mr. Tarasaki?
Is she known to you?
Yeah, she's my cousin. She's Billion. She was me there already. She's the application for DPS as well. Yeah, she's the one who was me there. Yeah.
Okay, she's the one which is gonna be DPS, which is the designated premises.
Okay, so your cousin was there, but you weren't there.
I was there.
So, which is the date when you had a visit, but you weren't there? Because on the 17th August, there was a woman who...
On the 17th August, I meet them already. I was there already, but when they come, they meet me outside. They told me, like, we want to buy beer. I told them, we're not selling beer here. After that, they come back again when I was outside. They knock in the road and she opened for them and they get access. Until she give them access, they didn't show any badge or something. How could we know are they from the council? First of all, when they come from the council, they have to show us the badge, the legality thing. Because if someone is coming to my door with no camera, no nothing, no badge, how could I know they're working for the council? After they told her, she opened them already. They get access and they asked me, she called me. On the report, they put like, she was shouting for someone. She was on the phone with me. I was thinking to go home. She said, come back, someone is coming for you. I come back and I spoke to them.
So what you're saying is the reason she didn't open the door is because she didn't know who these people were.
Yeah, she don't know who them, and they didn't show her any badge or they coming from the council.
We'll park that. We'll question Mr. Bellringer about this as well. Councillor Da Costa, do you have further questions?
I think I'll hand over to yourself and Councillor Small for the moment. I might want to come in for some clarifications.
Thank you. Councillor Small?
Thank you, Chair. So I think I'm going to just, rather than ask the question, I think you are now saying that the license application is to go until 2 a.m. because you're accepting the suggestion that the 4 a.m. is too late. Can you just clarify for me, though, whether the 2 a.m. is that your proposed closure time, or is that the proposed time at which you wish to sell alcohol to?
Yeah, okay, as far as we consider now, that's going to be the closing time. Yeah, so it's going to be, he is aware now, 1:30. Yeah, he needs to stop selling alcohol, part of the conditions that he need to put here. So the 2 o'clock is going to be the closing time of the premises.
Okay, so close at 2 a.m. and an alcohol license until 1:30 a.m. or to supply alcohol. Can I just confirm on page 10 of the application, it's on the section of provision of recorded music, it said, will you be providing recorded music? No, but earlier on, you stated that there would be recorded music, it would be background music. can you just clarify your intention on the provision of recorded music, please?
Yeah, according to Mr. Terheste, they have no intention to run it's just the background. At the moment, they just using the TV. Yeah, that is the but just a background music, nothing else. If it's,
I mean, I think we can get clarity from the licensing officer in a minute, but
Yeah.
I'm not sure that the means of the provision of the music, of the recorded music, alters whether you need a license beyond the exempted hours, which I believe are till about 11 p.m. or so on. So if you were to stay open until 2 a.m. and play music beyond 11 a.m., I believe even if it was to come through a television, you would need that would need to be part of the license, but perhaps the licensing officer could clarify that. Could you just clarify your intention with music till what time?
Yeah, the music, the background music is still going to be at half past 1. So we don't need a permission until he's aware of it. Up to 11 o'clock, he doesn't need that. But from 11, we need background music, license to be in place.
Okay, so because I think my final question, I think at the minute, is around, you explained that Mr. Terheste is keen to learn what he needs to do in order to fulfill the licensing objectives. However, I think we need the assurance that the licensing objectives are going to be upheld rather than the fulfillment of them sort of by a learning curve. And one of the things that I think I would have a concern around is that in your application and your response to the police suggestion of the shorter hours, you're suggesting to go beyond what is the sort of commonplace licensing hours in the area. Can you explain why you think the provisions you have in place would enable you to fulfill the licensing objectives way into the early hours of the morning?
Yeah, a couple of things we discussed with Mr. Terheste. For example, he mentioned that there is next door, there is a pub at the same time. The operators up to 2 o'clock. And then putting his size is very small as well. Yeah. So the limitation, the number of the patrons he has got is, maximum 15, 16, which can be easily controlled. Yeah. So he even is going to put a condition, no entry after midnight. So he doesn't get any other people coming from a place where it's closed, so to spend on his time as well. He is aware of it as well. He was not aware of that, but he can put that condition to protect many disorders as well. So at the moment, as any business is struggling to cover over costs, yeah. So putting another that to extend the little bit of hours, yeah, so that he will actually benefit from the area. Without actually compromising the license objective. That's the minister.
Sorry, Mr. Rosena, can I just clarify then? So you believe that by adding in a licensing condition where there wouldn't be admission after midnight, that would enable Mr. Terheste to fulfill all 4 licensing objectives?
That's his position at the moment. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Thanks, Chair.
Thank you, Councillor Small. I have a couple of questions myself, but before I go into those, I just wanted to hand the floor to Ms. Barrett.
Thank you, Chair. Can I just get some clarification, please? I'm hearing that the proposal for 2 a.m. finish time has been put forward. Can Mr. Terheste please clarify, is that still just for the Friday and the Saturday, or are we talking across the week? Because I'm mindful when you're saying, Mr. Rosena, that you're proposing nobody on no new customers on the premises after midnight, because obviously that would only come into effect on a Sunday when you are wanting to shut at midnight anyway. But what time is this 2 a.m. for, really? Is it just on the Friday and the Saturday?
Exactly, yeah. As we have mentioned that to you on the letter as well last time, yeah. This is going to be only for Friday or Saturday. From Sunday until Thursday is the midnight is the closing time. So alcohol will be served until 11:30, and the place is going to be closed at midnight.
Right, okay, that's fine. And can I, Chair, just clarify the situation with recorded music, please? So, and I'm raising it because obviously a noise abatement notice has already been served here for the music that is being played. It makes no difference that it's being played via the TV or any other means, but it wouldn't be classed as recorded music if officers have had to serve a noise abatement notice for that noise to be curtailed in any way. So background music is really meant to be music that is not above normal speaking level, a normal conversation taking place between two people. It's so Mr. Tekeste will need to let the panel know exactly what it is he's intending to do with that TV that he is using in the Shisha area to provide music entertainment to the customers from, really. Because if it is background, then it should not be at a level that has been deemed to be a nuisance.
Yeah, of course, I have a discussion regarding this as well. Yeah, there are two things that I have implemented to do. One is to actually put a sound limitation. There is a lot of devices you can use that, so it can actually cut off completely what is device is connected. That is actually a TV, so it shouldn't be a big deal. So the second thing is the noise that he mentioned. They are really actually. Some kind of, he said as his word, like a homeless people between at the back of the garden. They actually made a lot of noises behind where the pub is as well. So I have mentioned that to him. If he get those kind of things, he need to to contact the council and reported it. He hasn't done it yet, yeah. But that is need to be implemented. And also, the noise complaint actually was not actually from the people, actually from the top of his building. It is the people actually from the third or fourth of that road. So he was a bit confused. If people actually living on the top of my what you call the premises are not complaining, why am I getting complaining from that side? So he is now really wants with the council. He have no intention to actually disturb anyone, with the noise. So he's open for improvement, and he's definitely we're not gonna get into that situation anymore.
Thank you. And Chair, just the final thing, if Mr. Tekeste can let the panel know, let the committee know, please, regarding his means of fire escape and the fire risk assessment, if that has been completed, and therefore he's able to let the committee know what the capacity is for the premises and where the means of escape is, because I'm not sure whether it's the same way in as it is out. And so if we could clarify that for the committee.
Right, okay. If you have a look on the what you call documentation on the amended plan that been sent out, there is actually an arrow shows you in two different directions. One is from the front, from the high street, and also there is a side road, the side what you call the door, which actually lets you can use that one as an emergency as well. So there are two actually emergency can be usable as escape of fire or for anything. From the C-sharp place, you can as soon as you come out to the left hand side, that will lead you to the side of the building, and also the front which is the main, which just takes you to the high street. So there are two fire escapes in place.
Sorry, Chair, just for clarification, the plan is one thing, but an actual fire risk assessment is what we're required or requesting from Mr. Tekeste. Thank you.
It's confirmed there are two fire escapes in there.
Thank you, Mr. Razan. Just to pick up Ms. Barrett's last point, so we understand that you've presented us with this diagram that includes an arrow that indicates where the fire escape would be, but I think Ms. Barrett's broader concern is that a fire risk assessment has not been completed and submitted. Is that the case, and are you planning to submit it shortly?
It is already. We've been waiting for the reports. They came and took everything, so it is handy. So it can be done even by tomorrow. We're expecting that sounds fine. We can give you the next couple of days. It can be submitted.
Thank you. Who conducted the assessment?
The company called Compliance, the Wimbledon Compliance Training.
Thank you. And when did they conduct the assessment?
I think they've done it on the 24, I think 25 or 24. 24
of October. And have they given you the copy?
The copy, they send us the draft to have a look at it. Yeah. And we're just waiting for the main, the original stuff as well. So that can be submitted tomorrow or a couple of days.
Thank you. I can see there are more questions from the panel, so I'm going to take questions from the panel and then I'll come back to you, Ms. Barrett. Councillor Small.
Thanks, Chair. Can I just I'll try and group them. The first is, could Ms. Barrett please just clarify what the situation is with licensing of background music and to what time, and so what would be needed. And Mr. Rosena, you've said that there will be 2 additional license conditions that you want to that you will apply in this circumstance. So the one is that the no admission of guests after midnight, and the second you just said that you'll put a noise limiter on. But these aren't, as I understand it, I can't see them actually expressed anywhere. So have you got a list or an agreement or a plan as to what you're going to do to uphold the license conditions? Because I can see that there are a few bits sort of spread around, added in over time.
Yeah.
But it is nowhere near as sort of exhaustive as the police suggest, and you have tonight added in some others which aren't outlined to the committee. So I think the question to Ms. Barrett and then a question to Mr. Rosena, please.
Shall we start with Ms. Barrett's answer and then we'll come back to you, Mr. Rezan. Could you clarify the point on background music, Ms. Barrett, please?
Certainly. So background music is not licensable at all. So I think the panel needs to be mindful that regulated entertainment has not been applied for in this situation. And should this license be granted, if you were to grant for the ability to do on sales of alcohol at the premises, Mr. Tekeskade would then benefit from the live and recorded music exemption and have the ability to offer live or recorded music between 8 a.m. and 11 p.m. each day. But also with that exemption, the committee could not add any conditions that then conditioned how that music was then managed or presented within that time. It's only if there are ongoing complaints and that license is then reviewed that the committee could then add any conditions on that. Okay.
Thank you, Ms. Barrett. Could you repeat your second question, Councillor Small, for Mr. Rezan?
Yeah, to Mr. Rosena, it's around you've expressed 2 additional procedures you intend to apply in order to uphold the license conditions, but they didn't form part of the application nor the follow-up correspondence we've been shared with. Do you have a plan of things you will or won't include to uphold the licensing conditions? Because it hasn't been shared with the committee.
Well, yeah, as I have mentioned, I just been approached after the rejection or this happened. So basically now those things we need to be implemented, and not only that, but it says on the application as well, on and off. The off is completely out as well. That could cause, additional disorder. So we had a discussion with Mr. Ghazda, and he's happy to remove the off sales of alcohol as well. That definitely will be benefited from, not have the disorders as well. Yeah. So those things that he need to put them. We need to add them in the application, the application as well.
Thank you, Mr. Rezana. Councillor Da Costa, do you have further questions for the applicant?
Yes, I just wanted to get a clarification from Miss Barrett first on what she mentioned. So Miss Barrett, you mentioned that with an alcohol license, recorded music can be up till 2300. Is it up to 2300 or up to whatever time the license is until? So let's say we are minded to grant till 0200. So there could still be a condition that to stop all recorded music from 2300 could still be put in as a condition.
Right, so the exemption is between 8 AM and 2300. So if you want to condition anything after that time, you certainly can do, but you can't condition during that time.
Okay, thank you. And then I want to stick on. I want to stick on the noise complaints, because officers attended, and it's reported in the pack that they attend on the 17th because of noise complaints from residents. Now, Mr. Resner, you've argued that it was someone further away rather than above, which makes it seem the noise may have been even louder. So I want to get an understanding of what music was being played, what noise was being played at the premises, and how will they operate differently in regards to the noise and music from the premises?
Well, as far as I understand, I got it from Mr. Tahaste, the officers actually arrived. They were actually surprised to see what complaint was made, because there was not actually a loud music that actually, because they knocked the door, they come outside. If it was like a loud noise and then no one was there, nobody will actually open that door for them. So they came in, they haven't actually say anything about it. Instead, they just look at the property, and when they leave, actually they haven't said anything regarding this. That's why I was a bit puzzled, and there was a bit surprised to what happened. The other question was like they've done one thing previously, and they've done it previously, which is completely, there was no problem as well. So they didn't get any, even suggestions to say the music was loud and all that. When they come, it was just a normal. There was nothing in there.
Okay, so I think. I mean, we'll come on to clarifications to the noise nuisance officer, but I just want to clarify that on page 27 of the bundle, which you have, it states, and I'll quote it directly, the Noise and Nuisance Service has issued an abatement notice to this premises on 17th August 2025. Officers attended a resident's property and loud music was observed within the resident's property. Full stop, end quote. That's a direct quote from the officer's report. Are you saying that that's false? There was no loud music at that time in the premises?
Okay, I want you to hear from the Mr. Tahaste direct exactly what kind of stuff. Mr. Tahaste, could you explain exactly about this noise, please, for me?
Yeah, there wasn't loud music on the place, because like there was like only 3 people, and there has the other one was have his son's birthday. We just like sitting and just talking. They found him like outside, and they asked him like, we want to buy a beer. I told them there's no selling beer here, and I left the door already. After that, they come back and they knocked the door, and she opened for them, and she called me. I came back and I spoke to them, and they didn't complain nothing about music or something. They didn't say nothing. They're just talking. After that, next day we received a letter from them from the email. We received email. Then we're surprised because the day that they come in, they just get inside. They check the shisha area. They took the place. After that. If you remember, Miss Dalia, I was calling you. You said like, "Are you gonna eat like hot food or hot drink in the Shusha area?" When I said, because he said like our officers they found coffee and tea on the back, but after that it changed already. They write like they found beer, and even if the report, if it's like on the timing, sometimes it said like 1:30, sometimes it says 1:47. So it's not a clear report. Yeah. First of all. If they come in knocking the door, if there was loud music, how are you going to hit them? How are you going to open the door? And when they come in, we spoke to them, there wasn't that much people. It was quiet and they didn't tell us nothing about the music. So there is nothing. Music, if it's needed, we can bring the people that was there as a witness.
Right, okay. In addition to that, it was only about 2 or 3 people in there as well, yeah. So for them to have that, a loud kind of noise is just... It wasn't like a party. It was not nothing else in there. Just 3 people there, and they haven't said anything about the noise at that time.
Okay, Chair, that's enough. That's everything from me. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Barrett, did you have a question?
Yes, Jack. It would be helpful Mr. Takesti has just said that he's actually had the report from the fire. Well, hopefully it's a credible fire safety company that's carried out the fire safety risk assessment. It would be helpful if he could let us know verbally what that report says, because hopefully that fire safety risk assessment would cover the capacity that would be permitted to be on site at any one time, and give clear indication about the means of escape also for that particular venue, which would be helpful for the committee to know.
Thank you. Mr. Takeste, are
Sorry,
you
and
able...
also, sorry, Chair, and also about the locked door situations as well, once customers are on the inside as well. So hopefully the fire safety person picked up on all of those things and made comment and put them as a red or amber or green for Mr. Takeste, for him to be mindful about those things. Sorry, Chair.
Thank you, Ms. Barrett. Mr. Takeste, could you briefly summarize what the fire assessment report that you've commissioned states, specifically on the capacity of the site, the means of escape, and the implications of the locked doors for fire safety?
But as far as I've roughly seen the draft they mentioned on the report, to say, especially the kitchen has got 2 doors. Yeah, one is from the front and the one at the back. So the risk for fire is that there is a fire blanket in there. There is a fire extinguisher in there. There is no, actually, they say there's no electrical, what you call connected fire, what you call detector, but there is a battery operated heat and so detector, if possible. And if they say, if what you call financial wise, if it is actually allowed in the future to put electrically connected fire detectors, if possible. The others they mentioned is the front door, normally actually openness inward. Yeah, normally it should be backwards, what you call toward the exit. Others, I didn't see any serious kind of risks in there on the document, but he is willing to, whatever they suggested, yeah, before actually start operating fully, yeah, he will be definitely implemented.
Thank you, Mr. Razan. Mr. Levitt, did you have a question for the applicant?
You'll be able to deal with it quicker if I actually unmute before I start talking. My apologies. Reference to the Shisha area, and I know that it's been said briefly that the Shisha area is compliant. I've seen the plan, which seems to show that it's enclosed on all 4 sides.
Mm-hmm.
And it appears to have a roof which may or may not be tarpaulin or sheeting, but is nevertheless a roof. On what basis is it said that that area is compliant? And my concern is that if it's not compliant, then it shouldn't be a Shisha area. If it is compliant, how are you preventing noise from use of the premises getting out? I don't, whether it be Mr. Rosani or Mr. Takesti that answers, I'm ambivalent.
Thank you, Mr. Levitt. Mr. Takesti, Mr. Razana, could one of you answer Mr. Levitt's question, please?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Albert, Robin. As I mentioned in the beginning, the Shisha area was just inherited this year from the previous owner. and it's been functioning for almost a few years back. I don't know whether the council was aware of this business or this shisha area previously. But now, Mr. Takhaste, as a genuine person, he actually, for the first time, he put this one to the mentioned to the council. So, as far as we consider, is 50% open, which is the top, completely can be open. The noise, of course, yeah. How we gonna implement that is just we need to get back to what kind of noise limitation that we're gonna put in place, and we are more than happy to work with all council what kind of level that we need to play in the background music in that place. We are open for discussion. We honestly put this one forward for the first time, but I don't know if the council were aware of this place or not. So we don't want to compromise anything else, but according to the what is acceptable, we are ready to accept what can be done, and we are open for any suggestions.
Sorry, so just to clarify, it's compliant because when it's used for shisha, you entirely remove the sheeting that currently covers it.
Wait, that one should be open there from the top, so that could be
that
one.
Sorry. Is it correct that then when it is used for shisha, the sheeting that currently covers it is visible covering it is entirely removed? Is
That's
that what
right.
you're right?
Yeah. It is like what you call remote control. You can actually open it completely, and then you can close it if you don't need it. That should be the case.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Levitt. Ms. Barrett, did you have a question?
I was just going to reiterate to the committee that it isn't the compliance or not of that shisha area is a matter that we are waiting for the environmental health officers to carry out an inspection to let us know about. And also just to clarify also that when we became aware that it was a shisha area, it was a matter that was also raised with planning, because obviously, as I said, it requires planning permission, and that information has been shared with Mr. Takeste to let him know that he should be getting in touch with planning for that step to be taken.
Thank you, Ms. Barrett. Yeah. That's a helpful clarification.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Rezena?
If I mentioned that, that's what I'm saying. I mean, if you guys are aware, if the council was aware of the shisha area, I don't know why until today it was not actually approached. It was whether they have got a planning permission and stuff. So Mr. Takeste, as a general person now, he put this forward. There is a shisha area, and any recommendation he wants to be done or is needed a planning permission, he is willing to apply and comply with the conditions as well. Yeah. So you need to give him some credit to say, there's a shisha area, and I will operate on that one as well.
Thank you, Mr. Rezena. Councillor Da Costa, did you have a question?
Yes, a question for Councillor Barrett and then maybe for Mr. Rezene. So, Ms. Barrett, when did you make the applicant aware they need to apply for planning permission with regards to the shisha area?
During the consultation process.
Which was, sorry, apologies.
Sorry, I'll have to go back to my.
But it would have been more than a month. Would have been
more than a month. Yeah.
Okay. So
it's been 28 days for the consultation.
So Mr. Rezena, has an application to planning gone in the period of when the applicant was made aware that planning permission was required?
Well, at the beginning, Ms. Barrett didn't mention anything about it. Instead, they've been asked to just drawing improve because we didn't. At the beginning was not included, and then we send a drawing to say this is the area, and then finally, they almost halfway of the consultation, almost like about 10 days ago that we said, was there any planning permission for that? And we say, what planning permission? And then we contacted the landlord and the landlord hasn't actually replied today. Well, if there is one, you can, because I think it was another previous owner. I'll find out from him and then get back to you. But we even ask for Mr. Parry to help if there's a way you can actually find out if there is planning permission in the within the council. We mentioned that one on the email as well, but we didn't get any reply. So we are more than happy to do that. The Sisha area, I mean, it can stay until it's been actually meets the planning permission required as well.
Okay, so I suppose that so okay, so you don't have a noise plan in place, but you will eventually put one in place, depending on what noise limitations may or may not be put in place. So you've got no noise management plan for the area at the back. That's also in this list of new policies you've promised today in today's meeting. Given the fact that the rear can only be accessed by this Ring doorbell system and CCTV, it's also how can officers then access the space without having to go through various checks? So how can officers make sure you're upholding the non-uses of the Shisha area as it's not authorized?
Well, the one of the things that we have mentioned on the plan is we'll have a full CCTV area. So actually it can be monitored all the front side, from internal, even from the Shisha area, and where they can be displayed. So who is on the front, and they can be controlled as well. And then mind you, if you have going to have this what you call alcohol license, the front area will be will have someone always at that time, like customers and stuff. At the moment, because we don't any in the evening, there is no like a tea, coffee users. We don't have anything, but the front part is going to be a licensed alcohol license place. So permanently there will be someone at the front of the what you call the place. So that will help us, and then we put definitely CCTV control of the TV on the back side.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Chair. That's enough from me for the moment.
Thank you. I just have a couple of questions before I ask the police representative and the noise team whether they have questions for the applicant. One question that I perhaps should have asked at the start is, what kind of establishment is Lily White? So I understand the full name is Lily White Sandwich Bar. So could you tell us a bit about what kind of establishment this is? What's your business model? What are you offering? What's your proposition to your customers?
Well, okay, yeah, we can hear a little bit from Mr. Tahasse, and then I can add it up. Yeah, Mr. Tahasse, could you, what kind of business are you running? We can mention that to them direct, so they can hear from you. I know what you're doing, but it would be nice to hear from you.
Just not like it. Yeah, as at the area, like the only profit is from the football game, when Tottenham they play, Another days is really quiet. There's not that much movement in the area. So if you see on the football match day, that's the day that we can like make some profit to cover our expense. So without alcohol, you can't, because all the customers they come for but football, they need alcohol. So we can't even compare with the other shops next to us. So that's why. So we're gonna make like, our concern is main on the match day, and we're gonna follow all the rule, and we're gonna work with the council wherever they ask us, or the law as well. Yeah. So we're gonna treat like a cafe, like sandwich bar. At the same time, we need to have alcohol licensed on the match day. That's the day that we can make like a bit profit. Yeah.
Thank you. So essentially the idea is that yes, you do serve sandwiches, but you mainly want to operate as a bar for football fans who are going to watch the match or after the match to come and have a drink in your establishment.
Yeah, one is in addition to
Yes.
that. Yeah, in addition to that, is possible, even the Shisha area, it doesn't have to be all the time the Shisha area. That can be, with limited, what you call noise level. They can put a TV in there, and then, they can watch, the TV gamers on the reasonable time, like a Saturday afternoon or Sunday afternoon at a reasonable time. So people can, sit down and watch TV, football games as well. So that way it will contribute a little bit of extra income, to cover the courses, as it is as a very, very small son, and the business rate and everything is quite high. So at the moment, he's not actually covering his course, but by implementing this legally, he can improve a little bit of benefits as well. But at the same time, he wants to create a job for himself, for his family, and also for the community as well.
Thank you, Mr. Rezana. My final question, both from the pack that we read before the meeting and what we've heard today, it seems that there have been instances where the licensing objectives have not been fully upheld. And what I understand from Mr. Rezana's presentation is that Mr. Teheste is going to address this by completing training on the licensing objectives. Could you tell us what training is he going to do? What are the courses he is going to take? What are these courses called? And what date does the course begin?
Well, the proposal I gave him is to learn, especially all his staff. Yeah, they need to learn. They have to have the personal license, which is the online, can do it online and also come to face as well. Yeah. So the license objects are mentioned in there, about, not if someone is drunk, not to serve them. That's could be an example that could create a lot of disorders as well. The license objects are very important. That everyone works in that premises, they need to know that about health and safety as well. And also about fire safety as well. If in case of fire happen, how it gets over results as well. All these are health and safety issues as well. They need to do that. The food safety part, I have mentioned that to them as well. Anyone actually sells on the with the kitchen, works in the kitchen as well. They need to do like at least a level 1, level 2 food safety courses as well. So there's a lot of to take in there. And I have mentioned, and he's actually more than happy to actually use those as well. Yeah.
Thank you. So
the others are all the documents should be in place, like a refusal document should be in there. Anything kind of visitors book, anyone comes to visit has to be logged in, source as well. He is aware of it. But now, and at the beginning of when he applied the application, he is more informal now, what is actually required and stuff as well. So, sometimes they need to see what are the requirements before apply, and he's aware of it. And Mr. Teheste is a very conscious and very reasonable and responsible person as well.
So can I just confirm that I've understood correctly? This course is something you have suggested, Mr. Rezana, to Mr. Teheste, but Mr. Teheste has not yet enrolled in the course.
He hasn't enrolled yet, but he actually, I told him, it's not only him, but if other people as well who are working for him, they need to do these courses. They have to be aware of it, and he is willing to do that. Yeah, once one is agreed, this is a kind of agreement. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Rezana. Mr. Bellringer, do you have any questions for the applicant?
Yeah, so we've had multiple complaints of noise reported by residents about your property, and the times, I will give you the times, is we've had 4 complaints. One of those was when I attended on the 17th of the 8th, and all of the other 3 complaints are all past midnight. So one's at 17 minutes past 1, and the other complaint is at 1:33, and the other one is at midnight 30. Starting on the 20th, both 2 are on the 28th and one's on the 8th of September. So they're all past. Well, you don't have a license to operate that late. Have you got anything to say about those reports coming in about loud music?
Yeah, if thank you for those suggestions, and he is, to be honest with you, I mean the noise label that he's been told now, he's aware of what happened, what other complaints are, what he needs to do. From now it's not happened. He's more aware now than before. But from the legality of it, if you knew on your visit, you have witnessed a lot, like some kind of illegal activities inside the premises, I believe. Yeah. One thing is that you guys are approached as a customer. He actually refused to actually invite you to get in. If he was someone to want to benefit or sell of alcohol at that time, he would say, yeah, come on in, sit down, and then open the beer or whatever I had. And you haven't found anything. Even there was not even a proper fridge because they were not ready to sell any alcohol drinks as well. So there was not actually, other illegal activities. The noise definitely is acceptable with it. He's aware of it, and he's going to work on it.
Okay, so you're accepting that the reports that we received were correct on those dates, that there was loud music inside. Is that right?
I can answer from Mr. Tereste, the answer direct. Mr.
No, the
Tereste,
day you visit, there was music, and you meet me outside already. I was leaving. If you see on the taxi already, so after that I come back. The other 2 days you come in, I have the camera already. What time I left? What time you come in, guys? Yeah. The third day that the police officer was report for my landlord, I was in there. My landlord contacted me next day. He said, "Is there any music yesterday?" The police called me. I told him there was no music. We were at home yesterday. We were in on the business. After that, he asked for all the tenants upstairs who they live upstairs. They said they didn't report any. There's nothing problem with them. So we don't know even where's the complaint coming from because the police officer last time they approached our place already, they found us that it was under refreshment. They see already on their own. The good thing they advised me, I have to work with the tenants like upstairs with neighbors, and we're still doing that. But when we ask them, the neighbors they live in upstairs of my shop, they don't have any problem with the music, and my landlord asks them already because they are his tenant as well. So, but about from next people who they complain is over the top or the top of the pub, which is the top. The pub they have like very loud music more than us. So why they complain on us, we don't know. But the complaint is not coming from our neighbors. We're still trying to work with them. And my landlord is approaching the one already. He asked for the tenants, and they said they don't have any problem. So we have, as Razane mentioned before, we have like in between and the garage, between the pub and we, there is like a lot of homeless people. They come in nighttime. They do music stuff on there. So it might be on that. We need to work on that one. If I have to report for the council for next time, I'm really happy because Razan, he advised me everything once. Yeah, I have a limit of knowledge. Before I didn't know nothing, but now I find already like a community help person, which is Razana. I'm working with him, and he's trying to teach me everything. So I'm very aware from my knowledge that I have before. Yeah, so I will work with the council. I will work with the neighbors, and hopefully we're not gonna have any problem for future.
Thank you, Mr. Tahaste. Mr. Bellringer, do you have any further questions, or can I turn to Police Constable Kostake?
Happy to pass to PC.
Thank you. Police Constable Kostake, do you have any questions for the applicant?
Yes, please. Thank you, Chair. Regarding what Mr. Tekeste said, yes, indeed, police visited the premises, and then we advise for their own benefit and their own ease to get in touch with the neighbors and make sure that they will have a good relationship. However, it was brought
What
to...
is your question, Police Constable?
Yeah.
Because you will have time to make your own representation, but for now, I'd just like to hear questions, if that's okay.
No worries. So we received an email from the Safer Neighborhoods on the 2nd of September, around 1556, saying like the business is playing loud music until late, 1 o'clock, even later than that. and they had an ASB investigation, and they recently found that the noise is very disturbing for upstairs residents, making it impossible to sleep for the most of the night. Can Mr. Techeste explain, is he aware about this complaint and why the music was until 1 o'clock or even later?
Mr. Techeste? As he mentioned, I mean, previously, he answered those questions, to be honest with you. I mean, the noise that had been mentioned, I don't know which neighbor actually come from, but the people of the tenants lives and above him, he actually mentioned, the landlord actually the one, he says there was no actually music. So we don't know actually clearly where that complaint actually come from. But from now, I mean, we need to be a little bit transparent from others, who actually that person is, so we can, find out what the solution is. So there is a lot of gray area on this one. Where is actually the complaint come from? I think from the top. Okay, we can work it out. We can play the music, the background music. We can go upstairs today because it's the same landlord. See what's the level of music that actually disturb them. So I have advised that to do, Mr. Techeste. Spoke to the landlord, go to the tenant's premises, just play the reasonable music, the background. I mean, if it's a TV that are disturbing because it is against the wall, and then that have to be removed from the wall instead of have to be, put it in somewhere at the ground level. That will definitely, from a vibration or whatever, it will, reduce the music. So I have advised him that one as well to do that. Yeah, but he is going to do those own research, not to just disturb, but at any means he's got no intention to disturb anyone, especially somebody have to wake up early morning. He doesn't want that kind of competition with his neighbors.
Thank you. So if I understand, thank you, Chair. If I understand correctly, you are willing to remove the TV just to remove any noise whatsoever, or are you going to reconsider applying for regulated entertainment? Because under the Licensing Act 2003, certain activities, including live or recorded music, are classed as regulated entertainment. Therefore, they will need either a conditions under the premises license or an application for a temporary event and so on. So what is your position in terms of the music? Can you clarify more precisely, please? Thank you.
Right, okay. The step that we're gonna take is, first of all, you need to find out with the landlord and tenants upstairs, yeah, what kind of level of what's called music is actually acceptable. And then if it is necessary, of course, yeah, we need to put it, apply for regulated music. But saying that, still, because if it is gonna be the shisha area, still, if it's on open, 50% open, still we're gonna hear the noise. So there is no way we can actually eliminate that, yeah. But you need to work out how we actually play a reasonable music, not without disturbing another one, yeah. So we're gonna act so one with the landlord, and going forward, he's got no intention, but he needs to stop that background music or eliminate it by a certain distance. So he's more than happy to remove it. If it is because it's on the wall, yeah, we can actually move it from the wall and then do the test.
Thank you, Mr. Rezana. Councillor Da Costa, do you have a question?
Yes, just a class question. I was hoping we'd get clarified, but I don't think we have yet. Could the applicant please confirm what are the capacity numbers in the front area and what are the capacity areas in the rear area? Because I don't believe we have that information in the pack, nor has it yet been offered.
Mr. Techeste, could you explain? Approximately in my calculation, the front area is about between 15 to 20 people. The number of tables that we seen in there is about six of them.
People.
By three.
16 people on the front. Yeah.
Yeah, 15 people on the front. Yeah.
15 to 16 people that sitting on the front. On the shisha area, maybe the same, like maybe up to 20 people. It's not that much big, that one, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because we need to have more space for that. We don't want to put too much chairs, you know, so it has to have space. So yeah, that's the capacity.
Okay, 15, and at the back is up to 20.
Thank you, Mr. Rezana. Ms. Barrett, did you have a question?
So, Chair, I was just going to ask Mr. Rezana if that wasn't clarified on the fire risk assessment, because that's where you would expect to find that kind of information. And also with the fact that the door, he's realised that the door was not opening in the right direction, further reduced any kind of capacity to, your 20 or so kind of capacity for the premises.
Yeah, exactly. And the front is about 15 people. So for any emergency, they have to use the front door anyway. The back, the 20 people we're talking, there is another exit to the left-hand side. So it's not gonna actually into each other. So the top one, which is the shisha part, has got its own fire exit if necessary. The front one has got its own as well. So a fire escape shouldn't be a big issue, but we'll hear it from the reports of the fire risk assessment as well.
Thank you, Mr. Rezana. Mr. Levitt, do you have a question?
I'm sorry, just one thing arising out of what you just said. You've explained that there's enough that the fire exit at the front can deal with the front, and the fire exit in the shisha area can deal with the shisha area. What happens if there is a fire at one or other of those exits, so that everybody in the premises has to leave through the other exit? Is that, according to the fire risk assessment, sufficient?
Right. Okay. The mentioning that, I mean, we have to, on the drawing, we show what the possible fire escapes are, and if fire actually escape on the front the front door, it's more likely everyone have to go to the back. If it happens in the front, obviously everyone have to go from the side as well. But what we're trying to say is there is at least 2 fire exits, fire escapes in the area.
Yeah, and each of those fire escapes individually would be able to deal with 35 people on the premises.
They can, but it's most likely the customer will get 35 people at a time. This is the total capacity we're talking about. But
that's exactly my point, that the entire capacity might have to leave through one exit. And what you're saying is that the fire risk assessment says that one of those exits is sufficient to allow 35 people safely to exit.
Yeah, but
okay.
I don't want to have. I'll give you a bad an assumption, which is might be a fault, but we need to see the report, what they actually number of people that are recommended.
Okay, and so that's your understanding of what it says at the moment.
Exactly. This is ambition. That's what he wants to do, but it could be different from the fire risk assessment. So dramatically it might reduce because of the fire escape. Yeah. So we need to see that report, and then based on that we can decide how many people are actually should be in the place.
Thank you. So we'll now turn to the individuals who made their presentations in relation to this establishment. So I'll turn first to Mr. Bellringer. Mr. Bellringer, you have 5 minutes to make your representation.
Thank you, Chair. So we have received reports from residents leading up to my visit on the 17th of the 8th. I'll clarify about the timings. It's been brought up a number of times. We received a report from a resident at 1 minute past 20 minutes past 1 in the morning. We attended at 1:30. We witnessed the music for 15 minutes, hence why my visit to the premise was at 1:47. While we were inside the premise, the music was loud. We identified the music by looking out the window, and you could see the rear area with lights on, and the music was audible within inside the person's home with the windows closed. And in our opinion, it was deemed a statutory nuisance, hence why they were issued an abatement notice. When we walked around to the front of the shop, categorically deny that me and my colleague asked for an alcoholic beverage, even though that we would be entitled to try to test buy an alcoholic beverage if that's what we wanted to do under the Licensing Act, which we didn't do. We simply asked, are they open? When we went in, we were denied entry after saying that who we were. We obviously didn't identify ourselves to people smoking outside, as we didn't get inside the premise at the time. When we finally did gain entry, we made our way to the back areas. The front area is completely no one there. Went to the back area. There was a speaker inside the back area, along with a TV screen, and people did have alcoholic beverages on their table. I think there was 2 bottles of beer, from memory, and then behind the coffee bar, there was a box of Madri alcoholic beers. We spoke with Mr. Tesker. He explained that he thought he had a TENS. They couldn't prove the TENS. I explained that, we were there from residents reporting loud music, and that they, if they could prove that they did have a TENS for that day. They couldn't prove it. On my way, when I got back to the office, I checked that they had a TENS from, I think it was the 4th of August. So they were operating on the 4th of August, which we approved a TENS for. We have made multiple proactive visits to see if they were still operating. Hence, I think that's what Mr. Tesker has brought up in his submissions. We haven't seen them operate, but the way that the premise is set up, it's extremely difficult to verify if there is actually anything going on in there, as all the people, if they were to be there, would be in the back area. The doors are locked, and it is, in my professional opinion, that the premise is set up to be sort of covertly operating so no one can see. That there is multiple cameras on the outside. They've got one looking that way, one looking that way, and a Ring doorbell. So if we are outside, they potentially could see that we were there and wouldn't come to the door if they were inside. Hence, my representation is I do not have faith that they could uphold the licensing objectives. Simply to the fact is they were operating without a license on the 17th of August. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Bellringer. Councillor Da Costa, Councillor Small, do you have any questions for Mr. Bellringer?
I do, but I'll let Councillor Small go first this time.
Okay, I don't have any questions. Thank you.
Okay, over to me then. So, Mr. Bellringer, the representative of the applicant said that there's a inverted commas grey area about the noise complaints. In your professional opinion, was it clear that they were in breach of noise regs?
Yes.
Okay. The applicant's representative said that on the report on page 27 was incorrect, that there was no music or noise, and that there was no one there, and that you didn't mention any noise issues when you approached or came to the venue. Is that a misrepresentation of your report?
No, I don't believe so.
When you mentioned you looked out the window when you heard the noise from the residents' premises, was the tarpaulin covering the shisha area open or closed?
It looked to me from while I was, I can touch on that. So when I was in the residence property, to me it looked like a completely solid structure. And obviously we've had reports of Lily White's sandwich bar. I had no idea that it was a shisha bar even inside the venue. When I went inside the venue, there is which I took photos and I did send them over to the trading standards who deal with that issue. There was like a black curtain that they said that can be retracted, and then there was like a clear plastic sheeting, rigid sheeting that was above that, and around the side that there is a small gap all around the side is what it looked like to me when I was inside.
Thank you. You in your report you mentioned, and in your representation you mentioned being kept waiting outside after you rang the ring door system. Approximately how long were you waiting to gain access?
I'd say approximately a few minutes.
Is it reasonable for a premises in Haringey to not permit access to licensing officers to the premises?
No, and while I was in the conversation with the lady who was working in there, I was explaining to her that I am here to conduct a licensing visit and you are not allowed to stop me from entering. She carried on shouting someone's name and eventually did open the door, and I went in and went to the rear area.
And then just to clarify, you did identify yourself as a licensing or as a Haringey officer?
Absolutely. As soon as the person came to the door, I identified myself.
And just to clarify, the identification, is that verbal, or do you have a ID card or a...
Yeah, so we have a normal council ID badge, which I'm sure everyone here does have one who works for the council.
Excellent. Since the abatement notice, have there been any further noise complaints as far as you're aware?
Yes, so the abatement notice was issued for the visit on the 17th and the 8th. We received 2 reports on the 27th of the 8th and 1 on the 8th of the 9th.
Is it reasonable to expect a venue which is subject of an abatement notice to continue to breach noise nuisance issues after an abatement notice has been received?
The reports that they're unsubstantiated at the moment. They were outside of our hours, or we weren't working when the reports came in. So I can't say that they're breaching it, but we have received reports that that potentially they were operating, but we were unable to verify that.
Okay. With regards to the shisha area at the back, and obviously we've not seen any, we have not seen the fire assessment, fire report, risk assessment, operating schedule, etc., etc. So just to clarify, to gain access to the shisha lounge, you can do so either going through the dining area through 2 sets of doors or via a side exit. When you arrived, which way did you try and enter the shisha lounge? Was it through the dining area at the front, or was it via the side entrance?
Through the front area from the high road.
Thank you very much, Chair. I think that's enough from me for the moment.
Thank you, Councillor Da Costa. I have 2 questions for Mr. Bellringer, and they both relate to the formal representation that the applicant has submitted in response to the licensing officer's report. So that's from page 55 onwards in our pack. The applicant says that your 2 reports regarding your reported visit time contain conflicted times for the visit. One states 1:30 in the morning and the other 1:47 in the morning. And the applicant argues this discrepancy raises concerns about the accuracy and reliability of the report's content. Could you clarify which of the 2 is correct, and whether the applicant, in your view, is correct to raise this concern?
I don't doubt that they were entitled to raise their concern. Like I said in my original submission, is that the report came in at 1:20 in the morning. We attended at 1:30 in the morning. We witnessed the music for 15 minutes within inside their property, and we attended the premise at 1:47.
Thank you. That's a helpful clarification. The other point that comes out of your report and is also raised by the applicant is this issue of the blackout blind that the applicant has on his premises. You mentioned that in your view the premises has been set up to operate covertly. The applicant contends in his representation that the blackout blind is there for privacy and aesthetic reasons. Do you find this credible, that this blackout blind is there to improve the aesthetics of the venue?
Oh, this is a different opinion. You know, I don't think I'd be right to answer it. I don't. If it was a business, you expect it to, you know, if you're open, you want to attract people. But every time that I've been there, or that time then on the 17th, you know, it looked from the outside it was closed, but there was people inside and it was operating. So yeah, I'm not too sure.
Thank you, Mr. Bellringer. Police Constable Kostaka, do you have a question for Mr. Bellringer?
It's not actually a question for Mr. Bellringer. I want to highlight something that Mr. Tekeste mentioned when police visited the premises. We mentioned about the blackout, and he didn't say about the privacy. He said more about the safety, because he is under refurbishment and thinking that the people may break into the premises. But he stated also that he will remove once the refurbishment is done and everything is done, just to.
Thank you, Police Constable, for that clarification. Does the applicant have any questions for Mr. Bellringer?
Yeah, a couple of questions that I need to ask, if I may, Mr. Bellringer. When you actually visit, my client, Mr. Tekeste said, I don't know whether it's a normal procedure to do the officer to not to declare themselves. At the beginning, you met him by the door, and he says, "You want to buy alcohol," and he refused to do so. Is it a normal practice for officer to do so, and why you haven't explain yourself and clarify yourself, and then straight away get into, instead of waiting for 15 minutes outside? And also, you mentioned that you heard you monitor the what you call the noise from outside for 15 minutes, and the shisha area is actually at the back of the property. And how do you actually measure the noise? Have you had any kind of a measurement device to the level of the noise as well? Could you clarify the couple of things for us, please?
Okay, so yeah, asking for alcohol, I said in my original submission, I completely deny that ever happened. We don't ask, we didn't test purchase. When I attended the property, there was 3 or 4 males out the front. I wouldn't identify myself to someone that's outside, that they're not linked to that premise. We knocked on the door, we pressed the ring doorbell, and then someone came to the door. Ultimately, it was a member of public in the street when I first attended. I hope that answered that question. The second question regarding the, I did say that we were in a residence property and we were overlooking the shisha area. It wasn't from the front. We observed it for 15 minutes. We do have noise measurement devices. We don't measure the noise with a device when we work our out of hours shift. It's merely done objectively with our own hearing and whether we believe that it is a statutory nuisance, which in that time, me and my colleague both agreed that it was a statutory nuisance, that someone in their house, it was affecting their day-to-day living and it would affect their sleep at that time. And it was within a habitual room, hence a living room or a bedroom.
Right, okay, so just to clearly understand you, so you were actually monitoring the noise from one of the residents. Is that right? Am I right?
Yeah, that's right.
Right. Okay, that's accepted now.
Thank you, Mr. Rezene. Thank you, Mr. Bellringer. We'll now turn to Police Constable Kostaka. You have 5 minutes to make your representation.
Thank you, Chair. My representation is based on the concerns.
I think we cannot hear you, Police Constable.
And I do.
Police Constable? Am I the only one who's having issues with the sound? No.
No.
Police Constable, we're struggling to hear you. Could you try again?
Can you hear me right now? Is it better?
Yes, it's better.
Hello?
Yes.
Is it better?
That's better. Yes.
Sorry. Okay, so the representation is based on
Sorry, PC Contash, can you hear me?
And prevention of public.
Sorry, PC Contash. PC Contact, can you hear me? Yes.
I can.
I'm afraid you're breaking up.
I can hear you.
You seem to be having
Yes.
bandwidth. You seem to be having bandwidth
I can
problems.
hear.
Could you please turn your camera off? Could you please turn your camera off, and then
Sure.
and then attempt to provide your representation that way?
Thank you. Sorry about that. I think my internet is playing. So the representation is based on concerns. Can you
Try again.
all
Oh,
good?
go.
Can you hear good now?
It was
so
okay
the
for a second.
representation.
No, it's
Okay.
not
Can you
coming
hear
through
me
well.
right now? So the representation, let me know if you can hear me so I can continue.
We
Yes,
can hear you.
that's better.
We can hear you.
Okay, perfect. So,
Okay, no, your
the
microphone is
presentation
gone
is
again.
based on concerns regarding.
Adriana, your microphone's gone again.
Okay, let me see what I can do.
Police Constable, do you perhaps have another device you could try?
Can you hear me now?
Sorry, PC. If you could please log out and log back in again, please.
Yeah, sure.
Chair, I'm not sure if this is within the rules of the clerk as well, but I wonder if we were to turn our cameras off, whether her bandwidth might improve as well. But the clerk would obviously be able to advise whether that's within the rules or not.
It's possible, but I mean the more likely I'd say the more likely solution would be if she turned off the incoming cameras from her screen. But I think what's happened is that I think her connection is broken, and it could just be her connection to Teams. So hopefully when she comes back in, it will repair itself. Hello, PC Contact, can you hear us?
Yes, I can. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
So through you, Chair, I'm going to ask PC Contact to submit her representation.
Thank you. Sorry about that. So my representation is based on police concerns regarding prevention of crime and disorder and the prevention of public nuisance. I do believe there are residential properties above the premises, and allowing the premises to remain open until 4 o'clock that was initial, or even 2 o'clock a.m. Could cause an increase in public nuisance, crime and disorder to the local area, which is already known to the police for antisocial behavior and violence. We also stated in my representation that about examples of local premises that provide licensable activities. And then we gave example a premises license that is few doors away from Lily White, called Bricklayers, and they operate within the week until half midnight, but with the licensing with alcohol cease at midnight, and Fridays and Saturdays until 1:30 with the cease of alcohol at 1 o'clock. There are bigger premises. Obviously, Mr. Tekese mentioned that he cannot even compare with other licenses. I'm not saying that we are comparing, but just to give a general idea about what is in the area and what type of premises. I looked around, 3 Points Cafe, Stadium Lounge, all of them, they seized the alcohol much earlier. So there is no premises around that are open until 2 a.m. Also, the police licensing team have been, as I said previously, they have been in contact with local Safer Neighborhood team regarding the complaint from the residents about the loud music that can be heard from Lily White Sandwich Bar after 1 o'clock in the morning. And the police believe that the applicant is already not upholding the licensing objectives and will continue not to, especially with the longer hours that could cause increased public nuisance. We looked into some statistics, police statistics, and I just want to mention about a few of them. I looked into, for example, violence against a person offenses only between 6:30 and 10 o'clock in the evening during 22nd of October 2024 and 22nd of October 2025, so for 12 months. And then I noticed there are several offenses of violence against a person around the area, and the majority there are of actual bodily harm, threats to kill, wounding with intent to do grievous bodily harm, common assault. The majority of them there are assaulted by suspects, and is alcohol included as well in the reports? So the suspects or the victim, the files that they broke, the location around the area. Also, these offenses are as well between 22 hours and 3 o'clock in the morning. They continue. And there are common assaults, battery, again, ABH, wounding with intent to do previous bodily fight outside the premises. There is one of the reports that says around 2 o'clock, 2:10 in the morning on a Friday, on the 20th of June. Nature of the offense was common assault. Suspect has thrown a chair at a woman whom he doesn't know, people during drinking outside a closed pub. So there are loads of other offenses like ASB, and I think police is concerned that longer hours will increase public nuisance. Therefore,
Police Constable, your 5 minutes are up. Could you briefly conclude?
yeah, so the police representation stands as it was submitted.
Thank you, Police Constable.
Thank you.
Councillor Da Costa, Councillor Small, do you have any questions for the Police Constable?
No question, Chair. Thank you.
Not for me, thank you.
Thank you both. I just have one question, Police Constable. So you've provided us in the pack with a very extensive list of serious offences that have taken place on the high road. Could you tell
Yes.
us, has any connection been established between these offences and this premises?
All of them that are on the high road nearby the premises, but there is no connection with a sandwich bar. They were around the area nearby on the high road N17.
So what was your rationale for including them in the pack?
Is because I believe that this area is well known for antisocial behavior, and then a premises that will have longer hours could cause more issues than police already has. And in our visit, Mr. Tequeste was talking to my line manager, and my line manager asked the question, what type of customers Mr. Tequeste is looking to attract. And he stated that in other lines that he is not looking for troublemaker, local residents, that they will cause issues. Therefore, police doesn't understand why the premises is asking such a longer hours.
Thank you, Police Constable. Can I just check, does the applicant have any questions for either Mr. Bellrigger or Police Constable Kostake?
Yeah, I mean, for the constable, thank you for your give us all those brief what you call messages regarding disorder in the area. That is going to be a good, eye opener for us, so we can consider what we need to do, what we need to monitor, and what's going to be in place. Maybe if you have to run a late event, maybe we need to get a licensed SIA officer in place if it is necessary. That will help actually to do that as well. But to give us also the area, what kind of trouble in the area, that will give us, more control, what we need to expect, what's happening briefly. Otherwise, we had, I think you had a good discussion with Mr. Takeste and the premises at that time. And I appreciate for your time and for your concern. But we are ready to work on it, what needs to be done. And Mr. Takeste is determined to follow and to work with you to all those disorders to be mentioned. For Mr. Brenninger, I appreciate your feedback and your concerns about the noise. We are more than happy. There is no like a personal issue here that we raised. They just clarification that we want to resume, and we are more than happy to help. To work with you as well regarding the noise. Those things, the gray area that we mentioned, we're gonna monitor it, and we will have a close connection.
Mr. Rezena, at this point, I only need questions.
The questions, I think unless Mr. Takeste has got any, I'm happy and can conclude that.
Thank you. So if there are no further questions, I'm going to move to concluding remarks. Could the applicant, Police Constable Kostake, yes?
Thank you, Chair. Sorry about that. Mr. Rezene mentioned about application for license. Is he referring that he will accept police hours and he's thinking to apply in the future for temporary event notices? If he can clarify his point earlier. Thank you.
Thank you for that. We are more than happy to accept whatever recommended at the council, at the what you call the council committee they give us. But if you can consider up to the similar to the brick area, which is 130, we really appreciate it, and it will help our business as well. But to be honest with you, we cannot actually on your wait for any kind of objections or any concerns that you have raised. And we appreciate it if you can get that extended similar to the other properties, which is 130. Be determined. Mind you, I mean, the number of that we people have is very limited. 20 people, I think, is the maximum that probably we might get if you're lucky. And I think that can be easily controlled with the disorder. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Rezena. So we'll now move to concluding remarks. Would the applicant or his representative like to briefly sum up their position?
Well, yeah, finally, thank you for your time, everyone. Mr. Takeste is a very determined individual who wants to do some business to benefit everyone, not to contribute, to just create a job and work together with you guys. Yeah, he learned a lot within the 28 days of this application. He was not really aware a lot when he applied, but now he aware of a lot of stuff here, and he's really keen to work with you. And denying will be, disappointed, and from Makaste for determination be. So give him an opportunity and the chance, to consider his application. So that's what we ask for. But he's more than happy to work with the police, with the noise team, with everything that can be done accordingly. So we would like to ask you to just reconsider his application so he can get on the track. we thank you so much. Anything that you want to say, Mr. Mutakhassis, so you want to hear from him? Mr. Mutakhassis, if you want to add anything?
Yeah, the only thing that I want to say is like, because it's like I never had that kind of business. That's my first experience on that kind of business. So up to now, whatever happened is like maybe misunderstanding or something like that. So, but from now we have a lot of experience, and I have already a good advisor, which is Resonant. So we're still happy to work with the council and with everyone to save. First is the community and the neighbors. Business is not more than them. So we're gonna look after our neighbors. We work with them, with the police, with the council, everyone. So it's better if you guys give us opportunities to do so. Then we more than happy. So that's the only thing that I can say. And thank you for your time, everyone. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Takaste. Mr. Bellringer, could you please sum up your position?
Yeah, thank you, Chair. Yeah, so obviously due to the continued or the breaches that we witnessed, my service do not believe that, you know, if you were minded to issue a license, I would believe it would be very, very tricky for us to be able to witness breaches and for us to be able to evidence the breaches due to the nature that the business is set up. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, Mr. Bellringer. Police Constable Kostake, would you like to briefly sum up your position?
Yes, thank you, Chair. As the council stated, ASB officer Craig Bellinger earlier, the applicant is already not upholding the licensing objectives, and then please believe that the applicant may not be doing this if the premises will stay open until 2 o'clock, and then that could increase public nuisance. Therefore, police stands with the same representation and the same hours. Thank you.
Thank you, Police Constable. So the committee will deliberate after this meeting on our decision, and you will receive the decision within 5 working days of this meeting. So thank you, everyone. Good evening, and you will receive the decision within 5 working days. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.